Ladies and gentlemen, we have a little surprise here. The NSL News is at Skydive City here in Zephyr Hills, and there's Gary Smith. Schmitty, what are you doing? Good morning. What are you doing in?
No, it feels like I'm living here. We've been had a long camp with the Qatari 8-way. They're about to land, so you'll see them whizzing by.
Hey, you guys are good at table tennis, eh? How about the eight-way?
Mr. Dave Ruffles, are you going to play?
No, I'm not good at playing. This is eight-way training.
Everybody can see. Exit. What do we think? It's not a bad exit, but of course Yusuf is going to be heavy down in the bottom. So for me, the same is, I don't want Aziz to, this looks too comfortable at the top, too easy. And can we take Aziz a little bit down? So for Bilal, for Yusuf, and for Saad, Kamadi's start is going to be easy. That's the goal. Too many times we did so next time, the same as what we do with the D and the C. We must come down. This is too far. It's too far, says done, and we have trouble here.
This is a full load.
That takes the time. We should already be ready. L, I'm going to let it play as great rhythm here, guys. I'll let you watch. Nice blue side on the top. Aziz, very good. Good job. Keys, Bilal, great. 80. Ready, set, go. Other direction, Ashra. Done. Good. 180. 180. Stop. Okay. Now the same. Left hand. Put the legs in. Legs inside. Stop. Relax. Finish. Stop. Left hand. Good donut, Bilal. Shake. Legs in. Don't be scared. Stop. Rotate. Again, it's not a, remember guys, it's not a race. If we all go same time, it's spacing. One shabab is too fast. So when the key comes from Ashraf, put your leg in, stop. You must see everybody stop. Then you turn. Right. So you can see left of you. You can see two shabab on your one side. So we start left hand.
We've had a long camp here in Zephyr Hills. They're landing now from about jump number 140. It's Aziz coming in. Different wind direction today, so it's a little bit awkward. They've got to come by the hangar. It's the first time we've had a wind out the south. Yusuf landing. We're jumping with an alternate. We've had an injury in the team, and our cameraman didn't make the camp. He had a car accident before coming, so we've had a bit of a patch and repair job camp. But the jumps have gone well. Side landing. But
You had an injury.
yeah, we did a flag jump. It's the national day, and obviously Qatar puts on this big show, and we had these flags made, but the material was obviously too strong, And maybe my error, but the guys jumped the flags, but the drag and freefall was too much. And Abdullah, the team captain, his shoulder popped, so he dislocated his shoulder. So that was a bit of, and that happened maybe 5-6 days ago. So we've put Yusuf, who's a great alternate. He's in Abdullah's slot, and we've been training B slots mainly the last couple of days with Yusuf. So it's all been very productive, but too long of a camp. We knew it when we came here, and for me, it's been trying to just nurse the team spirit and go, and they've done great. I mean, I've trained for many years, but never done a camp of 150 jumps. And that's kind of what they're going into now. And we did 4 days in North Carolina, a 5-day trip, and we did 4 hours of wind tunnel in North Carolina. So here's the stand-in cameraman. Stand-in cameraman putting on a show.
That you found this morning.
Yeah, he was stuck in traffic, so he's come in and helped. So no, it's been good, and the weather has been amazing here. The drop zone's been very good for us. So they're on a back to, but we're in four jumps in a row. Typically we do quads, so they're landing now from number 2, and then we'll put on back to back and go straight back out.
See what they have to say.
Yeah, the packers here also, they run a good show here. As the guys come in, they get tickets put onto their rigs, and so they normally have a designated packer each day. There's somebody different putting on the tickets. Here the guys come in. Look at the smiles. Look at the smiles. There you go. Here's Bilal coming in. Youngster Bilal, top table tennis player.
Thank you. Is the alternate?
No. Bilal's in the team. Ghanem. Here's Abdullah. There we go. And Salim apparently owes beer for his landing out there.
There they go again.
Yella Salim?
You listen very carefully when you're coaching them. Smile and run.
Yeah, tell them
and
to smile and they smile.
smile and run.
Yeah. No, not always, but obviously also on the last day the team spirit's a bit higher. They've worked like soldiers, man. It's been a very, very long and tough camp, and they've done great.
And they are soldiers.
Yes, special forces. So not all they've all been moved into the special force department. So in a way, it makes them less touchable by the rest of the military. So they can't get taken away from me.
Well, that gives you a good situation too, right?
Yes.
Because you have them when you need them.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. We've had too many changes in the HOA, and that's hopefully the plan to keep them together now, is that in this regiment, no one can touch them. So if all goes well in the world and we don't have any political rows, hopefully we can keep this group together.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, guys. Tisa Salataj Tisa. Abdullah? Tisa Salataj Tisa. Watch it on the hill. Go. Turn it. Full block. Sister. And full block. Sister, swish. Ghanem, take the picture, eh? Salataj, swish. Sister, make sure we know. Good. For everybody, 3-block jump, make sure the shape is good, especially Sita. It should be so easy, but if we get the bad shape Sita, then it's gone. What's the improvement on the hill, Sita? What are we doing? Improvement. Nothing there?
I will turn direct.
Turn direct, see if we can keep the energy up, eh? On that side. Ghanem, catch. We're trying to go a little bit more in, eh? Okay. And then a little bit more direction. Good? Good. Okay, guys. Good job. Abdullah, happy with exit? You and Bilal? Yeah. No problem. Okay, guys. Big smiles for the video, eh?
And this is also the same Gary Smith who has been working with NMP PCH Hayabusa for a little while. How long now, Gary?
Oh, indoors from 2011 and outdoors from 2012. So for me, it's been a great relationship. It's been a fantastic job, and for me, even a great friendship. I've made new friends. So not only an honor, but for me, it's a family. Fantastic.
And they've won a few medals by now.
Yes, they've done incredible, haven't they? It's. I mean, I think we just worked it out with the indoor. They haven't lost. They lost 21 meets. They've won, and I mean, I don't think anybody's done that. And obviously, outdoor, they're hoping to go to Australia and win, as are other teams. But if they win there, that's going to be 3 in a row. And again, there's not many US or French that have done that.
Has it ever happened actually with the same line? Well, it's not the same lineup. So
No, we changed with Bob, so obviously that's a change. But even for the nations, if you go back, I don't think even in the days of Philippe Chourneau, they did 2 and then Americans would win. And then it was America 2 and then French. So there's not often that people have won it 3 in a row. There's people who have won 3, 4, 5, Kirkby, but never in a row. So I think it's been great. And obviously it's also a compliment to them on the work ethic. You know, that you have to work to do it. And we can all say, yeah, they're at the top, it's easy. I can tell you it's not easy. It's hard to be a champion and to stay on the top. It's really tough in that team room.
You've done it for a few times?
Well, I
Magic, Fire?
Yes, I did it twice, but we had a big a lineup change, so we had to keep working. But for them, they're on top of their game. They know the whole world is chasing them. So it's critical that they keep working, and it's hard to motivate yourself sometimes. Easier to be in the underdog situation, knowing that you got to catch. So it's hard work, and I expect 2018 will be tough, for sure. Is the plane picking them up?
Gonna get a little bit noisier, so we want to take a little break here for a moment. Just see them enter that beautiful plane.
Very pretty plane.
Which is not the jump plane at the World Meet. I mean, at the World Meet it will be a caravan, right?
Yes, exactly, caravan. So after this camp, we start to look for a caravan to train. We'll probably do one more camp out of an otter in January, and then the rest will go always caravan.
Let's go closer. Well, I guess for an 8-way team, the exit is luckily not as crucial as for a 4-way team. I mean, Caravan, Twin Otter, it's a different plane, obviously, but you have a standard exit.
Yes, for sure. With Qatar, we're starting to pull out a second exit, and I'm hoping to make it a third. We do so many training jumps that there should be no excuse if we can get something quicker to a first point. So we haven't got the zipper exit yet. We've started to do variations of it, but we have the reverse exit where your rear diver comes out backwards for a H, which is almost like a 1 exit, and also we use that for certain blocks where the guy needs to face out. So, but the big difference for me, and I think that will be with all 8-way, is that the hill work is different, the angle is different. So for the top guys, not so, for the point and the front, the high side, not too much problem. I'm a little bit worried for the bottom side, the low side. So if you get too used to the Twin Otter, you're on a different plane, and all of a sudden you hit the Caravan, it gives you that little bit of a blast, and all of a sudden if your angle is a little bit steeper, then the bottom guys are a little bit deeper. And that to me will be obviously super critical for the 8-way, and I would as a coach want to train that. The four-way, yes, the exit, but once they're out the door and that exit's flying, I think they're okay. But they need the 48 exits for the four-way, and even more with the variations and the randoms. The eight-way, yes, we only have 3, but the hill work, I think, will hurt the eight-way more.
Let's talk about the eight-way situation in general. France,
Yes.
Russia, Golden Knights,
Well, it's
Qatar.
Qatar, yeah, we hope we can sneak in a little bit, but that's the goal. The goal for these guys, I've been with the eight-way now for a while, and I'm no top eight-way coach, but I've learned with them as we've gone along, and I'm loving the eight-way side of it. I'm learning myself as we go. So I'm enjoying the eight-way side, and yes, the Golden Knights, Russia are for me untouchable. We cannot get to that level. We're hoping for a third. It depends what France does. I know France can always put together their old guys, and if they train, they can give us a run. If they just put together old guys, I think we can give them a good run. So it will be exciting. Australia, I know, is training. They're going to bring in some coaching. So Australia, it's in their home turf. So let's hope they also put together a team. So, and the UK is training. I think Jeremy Relay is working with them. I know Thomas did. So the UK will be strong. So let's hope that we can generate some eight-way momentum. And for me, you know, yes, for Qatar, we want to win a medal. That would be a goal. We should be in contention, but it depends what comes up at us.
You're lucky that the Belgians don't have an eight-way team, I guess. Did you tell Hayabusa not to do eight-way so you can win with Qatar?
That was the plan. No, you know what? It's sad. And I'm on the eight-way app still with Hayabusa, and they have a good friendship with Fireflash, and it would not surprise me if all of a sudden something does happen out of that group. But Hayabusa obviously is focused on the four-way. And I think it was very sad for them after Paris Nationals. We all sat together. I sat in with it. I wasn't really directly involved, but I tried to run the meeting a little bit. And it was tough for the guys to actually tell their teammates, say, listen, we feel we cannot continue. And it wasn't, I think they can do it in a meet. I think any team can do both. It's the training. It's the training, especially now that the four-way is so tight.
The meet, even after the experiences in Ottawa with Russia and Germans?
Yeah, that was difficult, for sure. That was maybe the worst case scenario. But I think if you trained in both, you could do it. But I think the training takes away from. So if you take 15% away from your four-way training to do that eight-way, they're going to get a bronze in the eight-way. Hayabusa probably. Belgium would have. But does that 15% cut in the four-way make them more vulnerable? And that's the risk they didn't want to take.
So, Hayabusa was far ahead of airspeed still in October. You see that that's going to change, or they will be close?
Yes. Yeah, I have to. I mean, there's no doubt it's easier to close the gap than to keep that same gap at the top. Like Hayabusa, we like to believe we haven't hit the limits. We will keep working even on basic stuff to improve small things, because for us it will now, once we hit a good rhythm in any jump, I believe that we're unbeatable in that jump. But it's a case of you have to get that rhythm on all the jumps. And we saw in Germany with the French team, they hit a rhythm and we didn't. And whatever we put out there, we would land, and the French were tying us. So in fact, there was only 1 point, I believe, after 4 rounds.
You're expecting France to be...
For sure. Yes, I don't write that. We talk about airspeed, but I think right now the French are ahead of airspeed. And if that French team keeps training, I hope so. And we always want to see a battle. So I think, yeah, Belgium, France, USA, it's going to be a fight. USA has ground to make up, but airspeed has always done it.
If we're talking France, we're not talking Wemby, we're talking about the other team.
Exactly. It's the open team with Laurence in the team. And we haven't seen them in the tunnel. I hope they've been training in the tunnel, because I feel that's a big advantage for Hayabusa. Tough to always win both now. I mean, that's going to be will the sport separate and somebody will become like Wemby, tunnel specialists, and the outdoor French team will become specialists. But I think the competitions that you've just seen the competitions in Bahrain, the indoor world meet in Canada, it's made Hayabusa so much stronger. You're under so much pressure standing there, and how much experience have they gained through that, which the French have lost though. Wemby's gained it maybe, but the open team hasn't had that. So when you're down to final 2-3 rounds and it's tight, you know, for me, Hayabusa's experience, I hope, will always pull them through.
Competition experience.
Exactly.
Wow, Gary, that was a lot of great information. 4-way, 8-way, anything else, ask Gary. 16-way, 10-way.
No. Good, great to see you. Thank you for coming out here.
Thank you very much, and good luck with everything.
Yeah, thank you very much.